Adam Wright stared at the acceptance letter on his screen, reading it for the 5th time. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. Him, selected for the Galactic Exchange Initiative? There had to be some mistake. "Mom," he called out, his voice cracking slightly. "Can you come here?" Adam was just an average college sophomore with decent grades. Nothing special. Not the type who usually got picked for life-changing opportunities. Earth had only joined the Galactic Confederation 3 years ago. Humans were still novelties out there among the stars. His mother hurried into his room, wiping her hands on a kitchen towel. "What is it, honey?" "I got in," Adam said, pointing at his screen. "The exchange program. They picked me." Her eyes widened as she read over his shoulder. The letter glowed with official seals of both Earth's United Government and the Galactic Confederation. "The G-Toral Academy," she whispered. "On Nexus Station? That's impossible," Adam finished for her. "I know. But it wasn't impossible." 2 weeks later, Adam stood in the departure terminal of New Chicago Spaceport with his parents. His father kept adjusting Adam's collar nervously. "Remember what we talked about?" his father said for the 3rd time. "You're representing all of humanity out there." "I know, Dad. And don't forget to take your supplements," his mother added, pressing a package into his hands. "The briefing said the food might not have all the nutrients you need." Adam nodded, fighting back sudden tears. He hadn't expected to feel so emotional. He was 20 years old, for crying out loud. But this wasn't like going away to college. He was going to be the first human many aliens had ever met in person. The final boarding call echoed through the terminal. Adam hugged his parents one last time. "I'll send messages whenever I can," he promised. The transport ship was nothing like the sleek vessels in science fiction movies. It was bulky and practical, designed for the comfort of dozens of different species. Adam's cabin was small but comfortable. A window showed Earth growing smaller as they departed. During the 3-week journey, Adam studied constantly. He read about the 17 main species of the Confederation. He practiced proper greetings. He memorized which gestures were considered polite and which might cause offense. One section of the briefing caught his attention. Humans are classified as Deathworld species. Take care to move slowly, speak softly, and avoid sudden movements that might startle others. Your physical capabilities may be alarming to those from standard gravity environments. Adam frowned at this. He wasn't particularly strong or athletic. He couldn't understand why anyone would find him alarming. The Mir ship docked at Nexus Station with barely a bump. Adam gathered his bags and joined the line of passengers heading for the exit. His heart pounded as the airlock cycled open. This was it. His first step into the wider universe. Nexus Station was breathtaking. The main concourse stretched farther than Adam could see, with ceilings that soared hundreds of feet overhead. Plants, with strange purple and blue leaves, grew in carefully tended gardens. Beings of all shapes and sizes moved through the space. Adam felt light on his feet. The artificial gravity was set lower than Earth standard, and each step made him feel like he might accidentally jump too high. Human right? Adam turned to see a tall, willowy being approaching. Its skin was silvery and seemed to shimmer with its movements. 4 long arms emerged from a slender torso, and its head was hairless with large, almond-shaped eyes. "Yes, that's me," Adam replied, trying to remember the proper greeting for an Arcturian. He pressed his palms together and bowed slightly. The alien mirrored his gesture, though with noticeable hesitation. "I am Professor Velzinar, your faculty advisor. Welcome to Nexus Station and the G-Toral Academy." "Thank you for the opportunity," Adam said, careful to speak slowly and clearly as the briefing had instructed. The professor maintained a careful distance. "Your quarters have been prepared according to human requirements. They are reinforced and contain emergency systems should you need assistance." Adam blinked in confusion. "Reinforced? Emergency systems?" "Standard procedure for Deathworld species," Velzinar explained, as if this clarified everything. "Please follow me. We will avoid the main thoroughfares to prevent any incidents." As they walked, Adam noticed other beings watching him with what seemed like caution or even fear. Some moved away as he passed. Others whispered to their companions, while staring openly, "Is something wrong?" Adam asked the professor quietly. "Not at all," Velzinar assured him. "Many here have never seen a human before. Your species has a certain reputation." They took a transport tube to a different section of the station. Adam's quarters were in a separate wing from most other students. The room was spacious, with furniture that looked sturdy enough to support several times his weight. "The gravity in your quarters can be adjusted to Earth standard if you wish," Velzinar explained, pointing to a control panel. "Though we recommend you gradually acclimate to station standard." "Thank you," Adam said, still confused by all the special arrangements. "Your orientation begins tomorrow," the professor continued. "Rest well, human right." After Velzinar left, Adam explored his new home. The bed was firm but comfortable. The bathroom fixtures looked like they belonged in a high-security prison, all rounded edges and unbreakable materials. A chime at his door surprised him. When he opened it, he found another human standing there. A young man with dark hair and a friendly smile. "Hey there, fellow Earthling, I'm Ben Martinez from Argentina. Heard we had another human arriving today." Adam grinned, suddenly relieved to see a familiar species. "Adam Wright. Good to meet you." Ben stepped inside, looking around appreciatively. "Nice digs. Same reinforced everything is mine, I see." "Do you know why everything is so heavy-duty?" Adam asked. The professor kept talking about emergency systems and avoiding incidents. Ben laughed and flopped down on Adam's couch. "Oh man, you haven't figured it out yet? They're terrified of us." "Terrified? Of me?" Adam gestured at his average-sized body. "Of all humans," Ben explained. "To most species in the Confederation, Earth is literal hell. Our gravity would crush them. Our atmosphere would burn their lungs. Our temperature ranges would kill them in hours." Adam sat down slowly, as the implications sank in. "So when they call Earth a death world, they mean it," Ben nodded. "To them, we're practically superpowered. They think we might accidentally break their furniture, crush their hands in a handshake, or run through walls if we get excited." Adam thought about the careful distance everyone had kept, the reinforced furniture, the separate quarters. "This is going to be a very interesting year," he said finally. Ben grinned. "Just wait until they see you run or lift something heavy. Their eyes practically pop out of their heads." That night, as Adam lay in bed looking out his window at the stars, he thought about how strange it was. All his life, he had felt ordinary. Now, suddenly, he was extraordinary, simply because of where he was born. Tomorrow would begin his first full day at the academy. Adam wondered what other surprises awaited him among the stars. Adam's first day at the academy started with a strange breakfast. The dining hall offered various food options for different species, but the human section contained only bland, beige nutrient bars and a thin, colorless drink. "Is this really what they think we eat?" Adam asked Ben as they sat at a table designated for Deathworld species. Ben shrugged. "They're afraid our normal food might poison other students if we share. Something about dangerous chemical compounds like capsaicin and caffeine." Adam looked around the dining hall. Students of various species sat in groups, many stealing glances at the two humans. A small, green-skinned alien with 4 arms waved nervously at them. "That's Zira," Ben explained. "She's Centaurian. More curious than afraid, unlike most others. Here." Adam's first class was comparative xenobiology with Professor Tilzok, a being that resembled a 6-foot-tall jellyfish. The classroom had special reinforced seats for Adam and Ben, set slightly apart from the other students. "Today," the professor's voice came from a translation device, "we examine environmental adaptation across species." A holographic display appeared in the center of the room, showing different alien anatomies. Adam watched with interest until the professor reached the section on Deathworld species. "Observe the human skeletal structure," Professor Tilzok said as a human skeleton appeared in the display. "Note the density compared to standard world species." The skeleton of a fragile-looking alien appeared next to the human one. The difference was striking. The alien's bones were thin and light, while the human skeleton looked massive in comparison. Humans evolved under crushing gravity, necessitating this dense structure, the professor continued. Their muscles generate forces that would tear standard world tissues. Their skin resists caustic atmospheres and temperature extremes that would kill most species. Adam shifted uncomfortably as every student turned to stare at him. He had never thought of his body as unusual or powerful. He was just normal. Professor, a student with feathery skin raised a limb. Is it true humans can continue functioning after losing significant blood volume or even entire limbs? Indeed, the professor replied. Human redundant systems and trauma response are extraordinary. They can survive injuries that would be immediately fatal to most species. The class continued with more uncomfortable comparisons. By the end, Adam felt like some kind of monster rather than a student. Next came physical education, which was mandatory for all first-year students. Adam and Ben arrived at a large open space where about 20 students gathered around an instructor with pale blue skin and graceful, elongated limbs. Welcome, the instructor Sariveen said. Today we practice mindful movement and body awareness. The class began with what seemed to Adam like extremely slow stretching. The alien students moved with deliberate care, each motion taking several minutes to complete. Adam tried to follow along but felt ridiculous moving so slowly. Like this, Sariveen demonstrated, extending an arm over the course of 2 full minutes. After 20 minutes of this, Adam was bored and restless. When the instructor announced they would now do strength exercises, he perked up. We will support our body weight for 30 seconds, Sariveen demonstrated by holding a position similar to a plank, but with her body barely off the ground. The alien students struggled to maintain the position. Several trembled with effort. Adam dropped into a standard push-up position and easily held it. Human right, Sariveen's voice carried a note of alarm. Please do not strain yourself, that position is much too extreme. I'm fine, Adam said, confused. This is a basic exercise on Earth. To demonstrate how easy it was, Adam did a push-up, then another. The entire class stopped to watch as he completed 10 smooth push-ups. A ripple of shocked whispers spread through the room. One student made a sound like a squeak and backed away. Sariveen approached cautiously. Please stop immediately, she said. Such extreme exertion is dangerous and disturbing to the class. We focus on gentle movement here. Adam stopped, feeling embarrassed and confused. He hadn't been showing off. He'd just been doing normal push-ups. That evening, Adam met Ben in the station's central garden. The artificial environment contained plants from dozens of worlds, creating a peaceful retreat. How was your first day? Ben asked. Adam told him about his classes and the push-up incident. Ben laughed. Yeah, I made that mistake too. Did you know? Most species here can't do a single push-up in Earth gravity. Even in the station's lighter gravity, it's challenging for them. But they treat us like we're dangerous, Adam said. I'm not dangerous, I'm just a regular guy. Not here you're not, Ben replied. Here, you're practically a superhero. Or a monster, depending on who you ask. A gentle voice interrupted them. Excuse me. They turned to see the small green centaurian from the dining hall. Up close, Adam could see that Zira had large, curious eyes and 4 slender arms. I am Zira, she introduced herself with a slight bow. I hope I am not intruding. Not at all. Adam smiled, careful not to show his teeth too much, as the cultural guide had warned that many species found human teeth threatening. I overheard students discussing your physical education class, Zira said to Adam. Is it true? You can lift your entire body weight with just your arms. Well, yes, Adam said. Most humans can do push-ups. It's not special. Zira's eyes widened. Fascinating. On my world, only our strongest athletes can perform such feats, and only after years of training. They talked for an hour, with Zira asking dozens of questions about Earth. Unlike the other aliens, her curiosity seemed to overcome any fear. Why do you seem less afraid of us than everyone else? Adam finally asked. My species evolved on a world with slightly higher gravity than most, Zira explained. Not a death world like Earth, but more challenging than standard worlds. Perhaps this gives me more understanding of your situation. As they parted ways, Zira hesitated. There is an academic challenge approaching. Many students compete to demonstrate knowledge in various fields. Perhaps you might consider participating? What kind of challenge? Adam asked. Different categories, art, science, philosophy, Zira explained. The Draconians always dominate the physical sciences. They are quite proud of this fact. Adam thought about how everyone saw humans as physically strong, but intellectually less capable. A stereotype he didn't appreciate. Maybe I will enter, he said. That night, as Adam prepared for bed, he received a message on his room's communication system. It was his class schedule for the next day, along with a note. Human right, please report to the medical center for evaluation before classes. Your physical demonstration today has raised concerns about your cardiovascular health. We wish to ensure you are not endangering yourself. Adam sighed. Somehow he needed to help these aliens understand that humans weren't fragile or dangerous. Just different. But how could he show them when they misinterpreted everything he did? As he drifted off to sleep, Adam wondered what other misunderstandings awaited him tomorrow. The medical center at G-Toral Academy was pristine and filled with technology Adam had never seen before. A doctor named Nixavela examined him with devices that hummed and glowed. She had pale purple skin and 6-fingered hands that moved with precise care. Your heart rate is double the standard species baseline, she said with concern, and your blood pressure would be fatal to most beings. Those are normal human numbers, Adam explained patiently. Our hearts beat faster and stronger because of Earth's gravity and oxygen needs. The doctor looked unconvinced. And these muscle densities, quite alarming. Are you some kind of specialized warrior on your world? Adam laughed. No, I'm actually not very athletic by human standards. I rarely exercise beyond basic fitness. This seemed to shock the doctor even more. After a few more tests, she reluctantly cleared him to continue classes, but gave him a small device to wear on his wrist. This will monitor your vital signs, she explained. If you begin to experience dangerous exertion, it will alert medical staff. Adam wanted to explain that he wouldn't need it, but he accepted the device to be polite. As he left the medical center, he noticed most students still kept their distance in the hallways, but a few now watched him with something that looked more like curiosity than fear. In the afternoon, Adam attended advanced physics with Professor Velzinar. Unlike his other classes, this one focused on theory rather than physical differences between species. Adam felt more comfortable here. Today we discuss gravitational wave manipulation, the professor announced. A complex field with many practical applications. Adam paid close attention. Physics had always been his best subject on Earth. The professor described theories of gravity that went far beyond what humans had discovered alone. But the basic principles were familiar. The challenge, Professor Velzinar explained, is creating stable gravitational fields of varying intensities without massive energy requirements. Adam raised his hand, remembering to move slowly. On Earth, we've theorized that gravity manipulation might be possible by creating overlapping fields that amplify or cancel each other. The classroom went quiet. Professor Velzinar blinked his large eyes. That is correct, human right. A simplification, but essentially accurate. How did you know this? It's just basic field theory, Adam said. Like electromagnetic fields, but applied to gravity. Several students exchanged looks. One, a tall reptilian being with iridescent scales, snorted dismissively. The human memorized that from somewhere, the reptilian student said. Deathworlders lack the mental refinement to truly understand complex physics. Professor Velzinar held up a hand. Krav, that is inappropriate. All students deserve respect. After class, Adam gathered his things, trying to ignore the whispers around him. As he left the room, Krav and 3 other Draconian students blocked his path. Human, Krav said, towering over Adam despite the fact that Adam was 6 feet tall. I am Krav, representing House Zethkar of the Draconian Elite Academy. We dominate the physics competition every cycle. Adam nodded politely. Nice to meet you. Your primitive understanding amused the professor, Krav continued, but do not mistake tolerance for respect. Deathworlders may have brute strength, but true intelligence requires generations of careful breeding and enhancement. Adam felt his face grow warm. He had encountered bullies before, and apparently they existed across the galaxy. Maybe you're right, Adam said calmly. Or maybe you've never met a human who studied physics before. Krav's scales rippled in what Adam guessed was anger or amusement. The annual academic challenge begins in 3 weeks. I personally invite you to enter the theoretical physics category. It would be educational for you to witness true intellect. With that, Krav and his group moved away, their scales catching the light as they walked. Don't mind them, a voice said behind Adam. It was Zira clutching a stack of data tablets. The Draconians believe themselves superior to everyone, not just humans. What exactly is this academic challenge? Adam asked as they walked together toward the dining hall. Each year, students compete in different categories to solve problems or present new theories, Zira explained. Winners bring honor to their species and gain access to advanced research opportunities. Adam thought for a moment. And Krav's group always wins physics? 12 years running, Zira confirmed. They are genuinely brilliant but also ruthless. The theoretical physics challenge has a practical component that usually involves gravity manipulation, a Draconian specialty. In the dining hall, Adam spotted Ben talking with 2 other students, a crystalline being that seemed to shimmer with inner light, and a small furry creature with large ears. Adam. Ben waved him over. Meet Lumi and Pax. They've actually visited Earth's orbital station. The crystalline being, Lumi, emitted a soft chiming sound. Your world is beautiful from space, though we could only observe from orbit. The gravity well is too dangerous for our kind to descend. What's this I hear about you entering the physics challenge? Ben asked with a grin. News traveled fast. I haven't decided yet, Adam said. Krav seemed pretty confident humans couldn't compete. It's just their way, Pax, the furry being, said in a high-pitched voice. They believe physical power and intellectual ability are opposite traits. Since humans are physically powerful, they assume we're stupid, Adam finished. Yeah, I got that impression. That evening, Adam sat in his room thinking about the challenge. He pulled up information about previous competitions on his data tablet. The physics challenges were indeed complex, but not beyond his understanding. His 2 years of college, physics plus his natural interest in the subject had given him a solid foundation. What caught his attention was the practical demonstration component. Each competitor had to create a working model that demonstrated their theoretical knowledge. Krav had mentioned gravity manipulation, a field humans were just beginning to explore. A knock at his door interrupted his thoughts. When he opened it, he was surprised to see Professor Velzinar. Human right, the professor said. May I enter? Adam invited him in, curious about this unexpected visit. I heard about Krav's challenge, the professor said, getting straight to the point. While I cannot show favoritism, I believe you should know that participating would not be embarrassing. Your questions in class showed genuine understanding. Adam was touched by the professor's encouragement. Thank you, I'm considering it. The practical component involves creating a working gravitational demonstration, Velzinar continued. If you decide to participate, the lab facilities are available to all students. After the professor left, Adam made his decision. He would enter the challenge, not just to prove Krav wrong, but to show everyone that humans weren't just strong bodies with simple minds. He sent a message to the challenge organizers registering his participation. Then he called Ben. I'm in, he said when Ben answered. I'm going to need some help understanding alien tech, though, Ben grinned. Count me in. And I bet Zira would help too. This is going to be interesting. As Adam prepared for bed, He felt both nervous and excited. The challenge was just 3 weeks away. He had a lot to learn and prepare, but for the first time since arriving at the academy, he felt like he had a chance to change how others saw humans. Not as dangerous monsters from a death world, but as equals with unique perspectives to contribute. The next 3 weeks flew by as Adam prepared for the academic challenge. Every evening after classes, he worked in the physics lab with Ben and Zira. Professor Velzinar had given them access to advanced equipment that Adam had never seen before. This device creates small controlled gravitational fields, Zira explained, showing Adam a metal sphere about the size of a baseball. Most students use it to demonstrate basic wave theory. Adam turned the device over in his hands, studying its construction. Can it be modified to increase the strength of the field? Zira's forearms made quick, nervous movements. That would be dangerous. These are calibrated for safety. But theoretically possible? Adam pressed. Yes, Zira admitted, but you would need to override the safety protocols. Ben leaned against a workbench, watching them. What are you thinking, Adam? Adam had been developing an idea for his presentation. While other students would focus on creating beautiful patterns with gravitational waves, he wanted to show something unique to human perspective. I want to demonstrate the practical applications of gravitational field manipulation based on how humans have adapted to Earth's gravity, Adam explained. Not just pretty light patterns, but something useful. Over the following days, Adam studied both the alien technology and human physiology. He learned that what seemed normal to him, the ability to function under Earth's gravity, was considered extraordinary by galactic standards. 1 week before the challenge, Adam's project began to take shape. He had designed a small chamber that could locally increase or decrease gravity. The challenge was making it strong enough to demonstrate his theory without triggering the lab's safety systems. This is risky, Ben warned as they worked late one night. If you increase the gravity too much, you could damage the equipment or hurt yourself. I've calculated everything carefully, Adam assured him. I'll only increase it to Earth normal for the demonstration. Zira, who had become a regular part of their team, looked worried. Even Earth normal is considered extreme by Academy standards. The judges might stop your presentation. Then I need to explain my theory clearly before the demonstration, Adam said. As the day of the challenge approached, word spread through the Academy about the human who dared to compete against the Draconians. Some students wished Adam luck. Others watched him with skeptical amusement. Krav and his friends made a point of laughing whenever they passed Adam in the hallways. The night before the challenge, Adam couldn't sleep. He paced in his room, reviewing his presentation in his head. His parents had sent a message wishing him luck, though they didn't fully understand the significance of what he was attempting. The morning of the challenge arrived. The Academy auditorium was filled with students and faculty from all departments. At the front of the room, a panel of 7 judges sat at a long table. Professor Velzinar was among them, his silver skin gleaming under the lights. The theoretical physics category had 5 competitors, Krav and another Draconian, a wispy being, from a low-gravity moon, a robotic entity that identified as a collective intelligence, and Adam Krav went first. His presentation was impressive even to Adam. He demonstrated a theory of gravitational lensing that could bend light into complex patterns. His practical demonstration created a beautiful display of swirling colors that drew appreciative sounds from the audience. When it was Adam's turn, he approached the center of the stage carrying his device. He felt hundreds of alien eyes watching him. My presentation is titled Adaptive Physiology Under Extreme Gravitational Conditions, a Death World Perspective, Adam began, his voice steady despite his nerves. He activated the holographic display, showing images of human skeletal and muscular systems. While my colleagues' work on gravitational wave theory is impressive, I want to demonstrate how understanding extreme conditions leads to practical applications. Adam explained how humans had evolved under Earth's gravity, developing dense bones and strong muscles. He then showed how these same principles could be applied to structural engineering and spacecraft design. In theory, Adam continued, Materials tested under elevated gravitational conditions develop greater structural integrity. However, the challenge has always been creating testing equipment strong enough. He set up the small chamber he had built on the demonstration table. This device can increase the gravity in a localized area. I will now increase it to 3 times the station standard, approximately Earth normal for me. Murmurs spread through the audience. One of the judges leaned forward with concern. This will allow me to demonstrate how biological adaptations from Deathworlds can inspire technological solutions, Adam explained quickly before anyone could stop him. He activated the device. Instruments around the chamber displayed the increasing gravitational force. The audience grew silent as the numbers rose to 3 times normal. Adam stepped into the small chamber. He felt the familiar pull of Earth's gravity, something he hadn't experienced in months. It was comforting rather than challenging. To demonstrate that he was functioning normally, Adam did something that caused the entire auditorium to fall silent. He began to do jumping jacks. Under these conditions, Adam said as he exercised, most standard materials begin to show stress fractures, but biological adaptations like those evolved on Deathworlds allow for not just survival, but dynamic functionality. He increased the gravity again. 4 times standard gravity. He dropped to the floor and did 5 push-ups, sweat now visible on his forehead. The audience was completely still. Some watched through their appendages as if witnessing something, terrifying yet fascinating. Even Krav seemed stunned. The practical applications, Adam said, standing again with visible effort, include creating ultra-dense materials, testing structural integrity for deep space construction, and developing adaptive technology for variable gravitational environments. He shut down the machine, returning the chamber to normal gravity, and concluded his presentation by showing designs for spacecraft that could withstand extreme conditions by mimicking the adaptability of Deathworld biology. In conclusion, Adam said, slightly breathless, what makes humans strong isn't just our physical adaptations but our perspective. Living on a Deathworld taught us to turn challenges into opportunities. Thank you. The silence that followed was broken by Professor Felsinar. I believe, the professor said slowly, we have witnessed something unprecedented today. One by one, the judges began to discuss among themselves. The audience broke into excited conversations. Adam caught Ben's eye in the crowd. His friend was grinning and giving him a thumbs up. As Adam left the stage, Krav was waiting. The Draconian's expression was unreadable. Your approach was unconventional, Krav said stiffly. Adam nodded, too tired to argue. Different perspectives lead to different solutions. The judges are still deliberating, Krav continued, but I must acknowledge your demonstration was effective. Coming from Krav, this was high praise indeed. The winners would be announced the following day. As Adam walked back to his quarters with Ben and Zira, other students approached him with questions about Earth and humans. For the first time, their interest seemed based on respect rather than fear. Whatever the outcome of the competition, Adam realized he had already achieved something important. He had changed how at least some aliens viewed humans and Deathworlders. That night, Adam sent a message to his parents, describing his presentation and the reaction it had received. I think I'm starting to understand why they sent me here, he wrote. It wasn't just for me to learn about them, but for them to learn about us. Adam woke up the next morning to the sound of his communication device chiming. He had several messages waiting. The first was from Ben. Big crowd in the dining hall, everyone's talking about your demonstration. The second message was an official. Notice that all students and faculty are requested to attend the awards ceremony at 1300 hours in the main auditorium. Adam took a deep breath. Today they would announce the winners of the academic challenge. Win or lose, he had made his point. He had shown that humans weren't just strong bodies but had valuable perspectives to contribute. When Adam entered the Igi dining hall for breakfast, a hush fell over the room. Then, to his surprise, several students approached him with questions. Is it true all humans can function in such high gravity? asked a small, insect-like being. How do your bones not break? Under such pressure? Wondered another. Adam answered their questions patiently, explaining that what seemed extreme to them was simply normal for humans. For the first time since arriving at the academy, he felt like a student among equals rather than a curiosity or a threat. Zira joined him, her green skin looking brighter than usual. You've caused quite a stir, she said. The physics faculty has been in meetings all morning discussing your presentation. Is that good or bad? Adam asked. Zira's forearms made a gesture that Adam had learned meant uncertainty. Unknown, but Professor Velsinar seemed very excited. The award ceremony began promptly at 1300 hours. The auditorium was packed with students and faculty from all departments. Adam sat with Ben and Zira, trying to stay calm as the Chancellor of the Academy, a tall being with features that reminded Adam of an ancient tree, took the stage. The annual academic challenge celebrates the diverse knowledge and perspectives that make our galactic community strong, the Chancellor began. Today we honor those who have demonstrated exceptional understanding in their fields. The ceremony proceeded through various categories: art, biology, mathematics, history, and others. With each announcement, winners approached the stage to receive recognition. Finally, they reached the theoretical physics category. Adam's heart pounded in his chest. This year's physics presentations were particularly notable, the Chancellor said. Before announcing the winner, the judges wished to make a special statement. Professor Velsinar stepped forward. The purpose of science is to expand our understanding. Sometimes this requires us to reconsider our assumptions. The professor's silver skin caught the light as he continued. Yesterday we witnessed a demonstration that challenged our preconceptions about Deathworld species. It showed us that what we perceived as limitations are actually specialized adaptations, with applications across multiple disciplines. A murmur spread through the audience. Adam felt Zira pat his arm encouragingly. The winner of this year's theoretical physics category by unanimous decision of the judges is human Adam Wright. The auditorium erupted in sounds, some applause, some clicks and whistles that were the equivalent for species without hands, and a general buzz of conversation. Adam sat frozen for a moment. He had won? Against Krav and the Draconians who had dominated for 12 years? Go? Ben nudged him. Get up there. Adam walked to the stage, aware of hundreds of alien eyes following his movement. The Chancellor presented him with a small crystal cube that glowed with inner light, the symbol of academic achievement at the Academy. Thank you, Adam said when given the opportunity to speak. On Earth we have a saying, diversity is strength. Different environments produce different adaptations and perspectives. None is better than another, just different. By sharing these perspectives, we all become stronger. The audience responded positively to his words. Even some of the Draconians nodded in acknowledgement, though Krav maintained a stoic expression. After the ceremony, Chancellor Dvorak approached Adam. Human Right. Your demonstration has sparked considerable discussion among our faculty. We would like to propose something new. Adam listened as the Chancellor explained that the Academy was considering establishing a new department, Extreme Environment Studies. Recent events have made clear that our understanding of environmental adaptation has been limited, the Chancellor said. We have focused on ideal conditions rather than embracing the full spectrum of cosmic diversity. The Chancellor asked if Adam would become a student advisor to the new department, working alongside professors to develop a curriculum that would incorporate Deathworld perspectives into galactic science. I would be honored, Adam said, overwhelmed by the opportunity. As the day progressed, Adam found himself surrounded by students and faculty, eager to learn more about Earth and humans. Professor Velsinar approached, his typically reserved demeanor replaced with genuine enthusiasm. When you arrived, Human Right, I feared for your adjustment to our environment, the professor admitted. I never considered we might need to adjust our thinking to accommodate yours. Even Krav sought Adam out later that day. The Draconians seemed to have difficulty finding the right words. Your approach was Unorthodox, Krav finally said, but effective. My species prides itself on adaptability, but we have never experienced the conditions that shaped your evolution. Earth isn't special because it's harsh, Adam explained. It's special because it's variable. Humans don't just survive in one extreme condition, we adapt to thousands of different environments. Desert, Arctic, mountain, sea level. That's our real strength. Krav considered this, then extended a scaled hand. Perhaps there is something to learn from Deathworlders after all. That evening, Adam sat in his room, composing a message to his parents. He told them about winning the competition and the new department being formed. When I first arrived here, he wrote, everyone treated me like I was dangerous or strange because I came from Earth. They called our home a death world, like it was something to be ashamed of. But now I understand that Earth's challenges made humans unique in the galaxy. We see solutions that others can't imagine because we evolved in a place that demanded creativity and adaptability. He continued, Earth made us strong in ways we never appreciated. But our real power isn't just surviving, it's helping others see the universe differently. Being from a death world isn't a limitation. It's a perspective the galaxy needs. As Adam sent the message, he looked out his window at the stars. Somewhere out there was Earth, the planet that had shaped humanity with its gravity, its weather, its challenges. The planet that other species feared but that had given humans their unique view of the universe. The following semester, Adam returned to the academy not as a curiosity, but as a pioneer. He brought with him dozens of new human exchange students, each eager to share their death world perspective with the stars, and the galaxy would never be the same.